Tell me when you see me, okay? All right. Alrighty, well, it's time for an unusual live stream. This is a live stream that's put together with all sorts of gizmos and stuff. Those of you that watch my live streams know I've had trouble recently keeping my computer cool enough to do much time for you. Today I've got a fan blowing on the back across some ice packs, and hopefully the holes that I've drilled in the back in the computer and the cleaning that I did inside will mean I can give you more than a half an hour of music. And so without further ado, I'm going to go up through the years of Bert Lee's songwriting. This is one of my earliest songs. I hope you enjoy it. It's called Evelyn. Beside a water wheel, Dawn was laying diamonds in the grass. My Evelyn looked gently down. Water was her looking glass. The snow had come and gone, and the shoots of May were pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? The snow had come and gone, and the shoots of May were pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Beside a water wheel. And that's one of my earliest songs. I hope that the slight humming in the background doesn't disturb you. That's the fan that's cooling my computer. That said, I'm just going to keep going. My current plan is to kind of do my songs a few at a time from different periods of time in my life. Give me 1 second. If you're here, I see there are several people who are here. If you have chat, say hi. I'd love to know who I'm playing for. It's always nice. Of course, my wife is auditing this as always, and I love her. So these are early songs for me. I was 16, 17, 18 when I wrote these songs. That song I was 17. This one was written when I was 18. And I wrote good songs then, and I'll write good songs again. That's my plan. By His Majesty's decree, the people are invited to a celebration on the palace lawn. If you come just after 3, the food and drink will be provided. If you don't go, you will wish that you had gone. For the princess is engaged to a 6-day tandem racer, a faster man on wheels there's never been. And the wedding date is reckoned at July the 22nd. When he arrives, the celebration will begin. Now the king was very glad his daughter finally had a husband trapped to occupy her days. For she rarely did a thing but to sit and weep and sing, and to wander through the palace garden maze. And the tandem racer's name was Baron Basil Werner, possessor of a world-famed racing cup. He spins his silver pedals, he polishes his medals, and you couldn't count the brides that he stood up. On July the 21st, the royal wedding was rehearsed, and everyone except the groom was there. Oh, they tried hard not to worry, they were sure that he would hurry and arrive with lots of time to spare. But from Luxembourg the tandem racer sent a cablegram. He'd raced against the clock and he had lost, and his wheels spin round and they make a whirring sound, and you couldn't count the countries that he'd crossed. Well, they held the wedding anyway, though it started in to rain, and the princess emptied water from her shoe. It rained all day and the baron never came, and the people all found better things to do. And that's a song by a sarcastic 18-year-old boy. This next tune begins, in my opinion, the second period of my songwriting, which began as my original West Village days were running down, and I was about to meet the Central Park Sheiks, Bob Hipkins, Richard Lieberson, John Caruso, Matt Glazer, Marty Confurious, band of musicians who taught me more about things I didn't know anything about at all. Hi there, whoever's here, if you have access to chat, say hi so I know who you are. Love to know who I'm playing for. Song is from the Central Park Sheiks' first and only album called A Honeysuckle Rose, and it's called The Prize. There I stood on the street, a grown man at last, with the road at my feet. I turned my back to the past. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. And my father, he told me I had best take some care, and he offered me money to help pay for my fare. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. Now the miles, they are many, back to where I come from. And the prize, if there's any, is just a ticket back home. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. Enterprise. Hello, friends. Hi, Sam Bryan. Just checking the temperature of my computer. Well, it's holding up, and I hope it continues to hold up so I can give you a nice long set. Okay, also from the time of the Central Park Sheiks. The Sheiks were a band that played all kinds of music, but we were most famous for being the Eastern Kings of Western Swing. So I had to learn a lot about jazz, guitar playing and writing songs with a little more swing to them. This is my first stab at that, and it was the first cut on the Central Park Sheiks' Honeysuckle Rose album. I'm a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? When I'm down, I go put on a record, even if I've heard that song too many times before. I play it one time more, it still makes me cry. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again, and all I do is watch the rain. Wow, hot licks. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again, and all I do is watch the rain. And if I were a bird, I'd fly above this rain cloud. Where the sun is shining, I'd be flying high. Least I'd try, oh, if I were a bird, but I ain't. If you ain't heard, I'm just a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? The Shipwrecked Man, The Sea of Trouble, Bert Lee, 1975. Hi there, friends. We're doing well here. Well, it looks like a Harvey. Harvey, nice to see you. Nice to see you indeed. Well, the time can go so slowly in a barroom late at night, where the people move like ghosts through the smoky candlelight, and the band is playing something that's got distance, man, they're cool. In the shadows of the back room, some old boys are playing pool, and this blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. Now I get the funniest feeling, it must be deja vu. I'll tell you something, brother, just one time through will do. And it all comes back so clearly when I only stop to think. And on that note, I think I'll go and have myself another drink. And this blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. There's a joke I'd like to tell you, but they say my timing's off. And before I hit the punchline, I always take a drag and cough. And that's just another nasty habit that I really ought to break. Oh, but if I don't, you know that won't be my first mistake. Well, the bartender calls me buddy, and the waitress calls me hun, and the only song I request all night is Mother Nature's Son. But the band, they just can't swing to that, so they play some Miles instead. And these crazy syncopations are all just fucking with my head. And this blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. Oh, now it's getting close to closing time, and the bouncer starts to loom, and the manager is turning out all the lights around the room, and the chairs are on the table, and the band is getting paid, and I leave here trying to hang on to those memories that they played. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. Amnesia. Hopefully my jury-rigged thing here with fans blowing across ice into a computer into the back of which I've punched holes with the help of my friend Lorenz Fish will yield a cool hour of music for you, but I'll have to cut if it starts to go yellow or red on me there, my temperature sensors. Thank you for being with me. Love you all so much for dropping in from time to time. Try to help me find more audience. If you have friends who've never heard my music and you can get them interested, it's hard to do that, I know. If the official world doesn't tell people, it's hard. But I'm good. Well, it's springtime on the Champs-Élysées. Little breeze stirring in the trees. I'm listening to the birds and bees and thinking about my Daphne. Oh, you can keep your Spanish ladies, your Fraulines and your Rose O'Grady's, and I'm as happy as a man can be just to have my Daphne. She's an eyeful, my oh my, you know she makes me want to flap and fly. Deux, trois. Can, man, oh man, there is nothing sweeter than her kisses, just like sips of wine. When she says she's mine, oh mine, leaves me speechless as a mime, and I'm crazy about my Daphne. The rave of old King Louis, lacy dress and parapluie. Shout out ooh la la and ooey. I'm crazy about my Daphne, with her kisses just like sips of wine. When she says she's mine, oh mine, you know she leaves me speechless as a mime. and I'm crazy about her. I love Paris every moment of the year. I love Paris. Oh why do I love Paris? Because my love is near. And that's Daphne by Django Reinhardt, Stefan Grappelli, and Bert Lee. You've heard of them. They never heard of me because they're dead. I wrote the lyrics, they wrote the music. Still doing good with the heating of my computer. I've got 5 people listening. If you haven't said hello, say hello on the chat line so I know who I'm playing for. Okay, let's try some different kinds of vibes of things that we like to do. This is some more recent tunes for your listening pleasure, which is what I hope is happening here. I hope you're enjoying the music. My grandpa was a grifter, a gambler and a heel. He snuck around from town to town and dealt a dirty deal. He went out in the wild world to steal what he could steal. And you know he stole a fortune, but the money wasn't real. No, the money wasn't real. Funny how it was, you know now, the money wasn't real. He set out as a bandit, he came back empty-handed. He should have been a rich man, but the money wasn't real. Now the Pharaoh was a miser, his story has been told. He had 10,000 workers build a pyramid to hold all his statues and his trappings, his caskets and his gold. You know he wanted to have everything, but all he got was old, 'cause none of it was real. Funny how it was, you know now, none of it was real. His monument so grand just got covered up by sand. Now he's just another mummy, man, 'cause none of it was real. A poor man buys a loaf of bread, he shares it and it's gone. A rich man wrecks his portion, yet his wealth keeps rolling on. And the good things that you've said and done, nothing you can pawn. 'Cause when you're in the underclass, you're always overdrawn, 'cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now, the money isn't real. You can follow all the rules made by idiots for fools, and you think you'll get your just reward, but you won't. You won't pick up a penny, oh no, but you might spare a dime. $1 buys a pretty meager way to waste your time. A C-note gets you groceries, and a grand might buy a thrill. You might rake in a shitload and still not get your fill. I live in America, a country built on greed, and I suppose that's not a bad thing if you just take what you need. But it seems everyone's afflicted by a hunger to exceed. Why should one man have a billion when there's a million mouths to feed? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now, the money isn't real. You can burn it, you can earn it, oh, but in the end you'll learn that it all amounts to nothing. Now I bought me some insurance in case I pass away. I've heard that that could happen, and who am I to say? I might live forever, then they'd never have to pay. Shit, who would be the loser then if it all turned out that way? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now, the money isn't real. You can spend it, you can lend it, but you'll find that in the end it all amounts to nothing. Yes, it's funny how it all amounts to nothing. So funny how it all amounts to nothing, 'cause the money isn't. The money isn't real. Checking the temperature. So far, so good. I'll get at least a half an hour out of this. Those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, my computer's been overheating recently, and I used to do like 2-hour live streams, but can't until I either get it fixed or get a new computer or some such nonsense. So I'm doing as much as I can by cooling it down with ice packs and fans and holes drilled in the back, and necessity being the mother of invention is what we have going on here. Here's a tune from my wife. Riding on a northbound train, leave the south behind, rolling through the blue-gray dawn, and I feel the past unwind. Hills and valleys, streets and alleys, little towns all in a row. People I may never meet, in places I may never go. Sometimes I feel just like a gambler, gonna watch my fortunes break, or just like some weary rambler, wondering which fork to take. I got my backpack and my guitar, pocket change to pay my way. Bought myself a one-way fare, I'm going home, and there I'll stay. Living up to what I said I'd do, girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Play it, fingers. Play some changes while I'm rolling, looking for the words to sing. Take my rhythm from the train tracks, and I wonder what the muse will bring. Fellow travelers in this night car, asking me what songs I play. They sometimes strike a harmony as we pass the rattling miles away. Living up to what I said I'd do, girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Giving up the games I tried to play, coming home to you, and there I'll stay. Riding on a northbound train, leave the south behind, rolling through the blue-gray dawn, and I feel the past unwind. Ooh, 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 ooh. And the train pulls in to Pennsylvania station, and I am home. Northbound train. Alrighty. Here's another more recent song. I try to write, a dozen good songs every 5 years. I write a lot of songs, but I try to write the good ones, at least a dozen every 5 years. That track record's pretty good. So you can hear all of my songs from the last couple of years on an album called Salt for Silver, which you can get at Bandcamp, bertlee.bandcamp.com. Listen to it. If you like it, download it. They give me the lion's share, so it's a much better deal than Spotify. So if you enjoy my songs, go to Bandcamp and listen up good. This is another song from the album called Salt for Silver, and it's about living in a multicultural city and learning to love it. Our old Italian neighborhood has turned Chinese maybe for good. Water, water everywhere. The ghetto has been gentrified, the first folks have been pushed aside. Doesn't matter if it's fair. It's the same thing everywhere. The Indians who once lived here, they made their trade in hunting deer. Water, water everywhere. They made a bargain with the Dutch that really didn't leave them much, but the Dutchmen didn't care. It's the same thing everywhere. The hippies have all moved upstate. The hipsters came to take their place. Maybe the only difference is the hair. And the little shops you could afford to shop in now, they all are boarded. Building owners, they don't care. It's the same thing everywhere. And the water just goes where it will. You know it always flows downhill. Rivers running everywhere. And who are you and I to kid? It settles. It just goes where it's meant to be, flowing till it finds the sea. Water, water everywhere. Now the music clubs have all shut down, and New York is a rich man's town. Doesn't matter if it's fair. And the only music that remains is while you're waiting for the trains, and you can tip them if you care. Ah, there's just so much free music everywhere. Well, the money just goes where it must. It's all about the boom or bust. Buddy, have you got a dime to spare? And who are you and I to kid? It settles for the lowest bid. The bottom line is where it goes. That's just the way the money flows. Doesn't matter if it's fair. Now in my new Chinese neighborhood, the people that I meet are good. It's the same thing everywhere. And no matter where they come from, friend, they're only people in the end. It's not their fault they had to settle there. People, people, people everywhere. People trying just to be everywhere like you and me, like water flowing to the sea, going where we're meant to be. Water, 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 water everywhere. That's water everywhere. Checking the temperature. Sweet, I'm still doing fine. I can give you more than a half an hour of music. Here's another song from Salt for Silver. And the title of this song is Salt for Silver. It's, if you will, an homage to Bob Dylan. Thank you so much for being here and listening to me. Thank you for your support. If you can offer it, you see what to do down there. And if you've already done that and you're tapped dry, I understand that most of my audience is very generous to me. And the thing they can do, or you can do, if that's you, help me get more audience. Because it's hard for me to tell people to come and listen to me. But sometimes when a friend tells another friend, they hear the sincerity in your voice. And I know you like my music because that's why you're here all the time. And I can hear you clap, Sam. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies are things that I have made. I've woven them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. Gonna build a big machine, a mechanical collage. Gonna build it in the workshop in the back of my garage. Gonna be a wild contraption made of cogs and wheels and gears and discarded bits of everything I've gathered through the years. And when it gets to rolling, it's gonna make an awesome sound, like thunder in the mountains or an earthquake underground. When I'm done, they're gonna ask me, Bob, just what does that thing do? And I will turn around and ask them, man, well, what's it do for you? Gonna write a crazy song, I'm not sure what it's gonna mean. Might be plain, might be a puzzle, might be something in between. Gonna populate the verses with people from my dreams. It might point to something deep, or maybe just be what it seems. Oh, and when I get to singing, it's gonna make an awful noise. Oh, I really can't be bothered by the folks my voice annoys. When I'm done, they're gonna beg me, please explain that thing to me. And I will turn around and tell them, it's nothing you can't see. Do I really have to tell you that is just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, to sing about the common man and the burdens on their back. I'm going to write an epic novel, a mountain range of prose. It might turn the tide of history or turn all my friends to foes. It's going to be a wild concoction made of thoughts and words and prayers, though there might be nothing underneath when you peel away the layers. Oh, if I fail in that ambition, I'm going to put away my pen, turn on ordinary clothing and go and walk the world of men. I'm gonna look in all their faces, the stories in their eyes, in the hopes that all the misery I see there makes me wise. Do I really have to tell you that is just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, to sing about the common man and the burdens on their back, who got waylaid in the city by the beatniks and the clowns, and the grief that always comes to you from mixing ups and downs, who tried his hand at Jesus and then suffered a relapse and had to rebuild his ideas from all these bits and scraps. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies are things that I have made. I've woven them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. Salt for silver. Once again, checking the temperature. So far, so good. I'm coming up in 45 minutes. I might be able to get a whole hour of music in for you. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. So nice to be with all my dear friends here, and hope that you're doing well. We have a milky white sky, the precursor and presager of a blizzard of epic proportions gathering outside. It's coming at a kind of inconvenient time for everyone, but there's never a convenient time for a blizzard. That's why they call them blizzards. I have no idea what that means. Here's another very recent song. This is a song that will be appearing in a beautiful mixed arrangement, which is all mastered now and ready to go, on an album soon to be published at a band camp called Swimming Through Falling Water. Days and weeks go slipping by, all the things we put off pile up, all the things we choose to do some other day, they can wait for Thursday. I had some chores to run today, household shopping bills to pay, wash the dishes, clear the shelves. Misery best kept to ourselves on Thursday. Buy some toothpaste, soap, and bread, all the ordinary life we've led. Make a list and get it done before it slips away, my son, it's Thursday. Then the clouds, they opened over me, and the crowd, it parted like the sea. Set me down an unfamiliar path. Seeing you, I simply had to laugh. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way on Thursday. There's too much to hold inside. All the thoughts we keep in build up. Secrets that we choose to face some other time. Oh, they come to mind on Thursday. I had some calls to make today, obligations, bills to pay, clear the record, make amends, try to make it all make sense on Thursday. Expectations, hopes, and dread, where the worries in our hearts have led. Take a risk and change your ways before your chances slip away, it's Thursday. Then the clouds, they opened over me, and the crowd, it parted like the sea. Set me down an unfamiliar path. Seeing you, I simply had to laugh. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way on Thursday. Nothing ever happens on Thursday. Sweet, doing good so far. Just going to keep on rolling. Not too much time for chatter. Now the bellhop, he don't jump to do the chores. The elevator man's getting drunk between the floors at the Blue Hotel. At the Blue Hotel. When you're stepping off the street, you'll find the service so discreet. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. The upstairs mate's got something going on the side. The house dick, he's been known to take a bribe at the Blue Hotel. Bring along your aunt, meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. When you step down and dine in our luxurious lounge, you'll get the finest meal that the house can scrounge. The chef is deaf, hear the waitress yell. In the kitchen of the Blue Hotel, the house band plays an anonymous bop. They play Savoy and the Bunny Hop. Busboys in the back room dancing with a mop. In the basement of the Blue Hotel, ring that bell if you want to call the clerk. Knock on the desk if the bell don't work at the Blue Hotel. Oh, stay there overnight, they are bound to treat us right. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. Now the desk clerk's name is Grit Pipe Thin, and he checks you out as he checks you in. He writes your name with a pen on a chain. As he does this thing, you check out the terrain. You see Slippery Sylvester and his sinister maw hanging out in the lobby that lurks in the hall, and the eyeballs are moving in a portrait on the wall. In the foyer, and way up in the corner by the dusty curtain line, and there's a fat black spider dining. The big picture isn't nice. There are poker playing mice behind the baseboards of the Blue Hotel. Ring that bell if you want to call the clerk. Knock on the desk if the bell don't work at the Blue Hotel. We'll stay there overnight, they are bound to treat us right. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. You can bring along your aunt, meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. Don't steal the ashtrays. The Blue Hotel. Oh, this is delightful. My mad scheme is working pretty good here. Keep on playing for you. Alrighty, this is a tune from the period of time in which I was formulating and devising and writing my novels, the first two of which can be found at Amazon, Dead Man's Coat, The Spindrift Factor, a collection of short stories called The White Gallery, coming up very shortly, and the third volume of my triptych, Searching for a Reasonable God. Shortly after that, things are moving right along. And it's I'm a songwriter, and as I was writing prose, I would sometimes not be able to write another word of prose, and I would put the typewriter down, and of course it's not a typewriter, it's one of those fangled machines, and then I would pick up my guitar and I would try to write a song that in some way created some atmosphere. This is called Moonlight Palomino, the story of an old prospector who appears in the book, who decides there's a better way than just standing in a stream in hip waders with a gold pan to get gold, and he decides to take part of an ill-fated stagecoach robbery. The song is called Moonlight Palomino. Rattlesnake waits in the shadow of a rock. Field mouse hides from the eyes of a hawk. Cactus stands like a statue of a man. Him and me and my horse named Dan on dusty road. Indian watching from a switchback ridge. Ghost riders running up a cloudy bridge. Twilight stealing in a corner of the sky. Riding along thinking by and by I'll put down my load. Give me sweet fresh water now. Give me a cool, cool breeze. Let me lay my head down in a grove of shady trees. I'd like a big white house with a pretty little wife inside, and a moonlight palomino I can ride. There's a ghost town down where the creek ran dry. Buzzards circle in the hard blue sky. Dusty old bar, empty bottles on the shelf. Piano in a corner that plays itself. It's a spooky sound. I hitched my horse to an old fence rail, fetched up water in a leaky pail. Gonna get out of town before the daylight fails. I don't want to stick around. Give me sweet fresh water now, and give me a cool, cool breeze. Let me lay my head down in a grove of shady trees. I'd like a big white house with a pretty little wife inside, and a moonlight palomino I can ride. Jackrabbit runs from the scattering stones. Blackbird cries to rattle your bones. Cow skull laying by a watering hole. Don't drink there, you might lose your soul in the burning sun. I left my home and I can't go back. Wildflower growing in a wagon wheel track. Dry wind coming down from the hills, looking for a place a waterfall spilled when the day is done. Give me sweet fresh water now, and give me a cool, cool breeze. Let me lay my head down in a grove of shady trees. I'd like a big white house with a pretty little wife inside, and a moonlight palomino I can ride. Morning comes to touch the sky and to wake the sleeping world, to hang the dew upon the blades of grass like strings of pearls. I rise up from my sleep to find you just laying by my side, clinging to your last of dreams and breathing like the tide. I won't wake you, I'll just wait and hold you in my arms, peaceful as a ship of clouds that sails the crystal skies. I'll go and put the kettle on just to make our morning brew. If you were the first to rise, I know that's what you do. If there's ever been a sweeter day, I swear I don't know when, since you came into my life, it's all been new again. All those years I spent alone, just watching time slip by, filling up with emptiness and taking love to be alive, filling pages up with words, oh, just to make my broken song, never knowing you were somewhere waiting all along. If there's never been a sweeter day, my lover and my friend, since you chose to take this road, it's all been true again. Morning comes to touch the hills and to wake the sleeping rose, throwing diamonds on the river so it flashes as it flows. This world is lovely, it can't be denied, you know that's true. Twice as lovely with two pairs of eyes to see it through. Now there's never been a sweeter day, was I just swear I don't know when, since you came into my life, it's all been true. That's new again. I have some new viewers. Let me check my temperature on my computer here. So far, so good. It looks like I'm getting a full hour out. Hello, newcomer. You are Lorenz. Lorenz, you should see what I've done here now. I've got an ice pack with a giant block of ice and a fan. So between the holes we punched and the cleaning we did and the ice pack and the fans, I'm pulling up on an hour without it even yellow lining on me. So nice to see you. That's my friend Lorenz Frisch. Wonderful man and thereminist extraordinaire. Theremin. He's a theremin. Something I did not have the patience to become, a theremin player, because it takes some serious chops. I'll just stick with my guitar. Thank you so very much. I'm going to play now for you. I'm going to play a tune called Unintended Consequence, which is also can be found on my album called Salt for Silver, available at bandcamp.com. A plastic bag blows down the street, gets tangled in a tree. Chances are another breeze will come and break it free and blow it down the alley through the back lots to the beach, where a child may try to catch it, but it sails right past her reach. It floats out on the ocean, it settles on the tide. A passing whale may swallow it and it gets lodged inside. Run, Jenny, run, come look what's washed up on the sands. Come and see the gentle giant that's been slain by unknown hand. It's not your fault, and it's not mine. It didn't happen by design. It makes us sad, it makes no sense. It's only unintended consequence. An old man has a cardboard shack in a weed-choked vacant lot. He's long since quit regretting all the things he hasn't got. He seeks no help from strangers, he lives as best he can. People say he's homeless, but I say he's just a man. He comes down to my street and lays a blanket on the ground, and he makes a meager livelihood from things that he has found. He might accept a quarter, but he'll settle for a dime, till the police come and stop him, 'cause they say that that's a crime. It's not your fault and it's not mine. It didn't happen by design. It makes us sad, it makes no sense. It's only unintended consequence. Now the hills have caught on fire since the summer brought us drought. The rangers fight it day and night, but they can't put it out. The people here are used to it, it happens every year. When a thing becomes familiar, we lose all sense of fear. The weather lady tells us that there's not much chance for rain. The scientists predicted this, and the Christians all are praying. But as for me, I'll find a quiet hill to watch it from, and practice my acceptance of the things that surely come. It's not my fault, and it's not yours. Sometimes it's parched, sometimes it pours. There's no blame here to dispense. There's only unintended consequence. It's It's not their fault and it's not ours. We'll shift the blame to higher powers. Let's just say it was a long chain of events that led to unintended consequence. Unintended Consequence. Checking the temperature once again. Stabilized. Played for an hour. How delightful that I could play for so long for you. That's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Makes me happy as can be. Happy as can be. Here we go. A song about Key West. It's not about getting a tattoo while you're unconscious in the back alley after picking up a strangely diseased girl of the evening. No, it's not about your standard Key West fare. It's actually about how pretty that island is. And I wish it was still pretty in so many ways that I would want to live there again, but I think those days are long gone. Now the sun is going down and the tide is coming in, and the breeze that rises on the twilight feels so cool against my skin. Oh, sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky. They are lifted up and floating on the instant I find you standing by my side. Come with me, we're flying on a sea breeze. Seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Take my hand, my darling, make this moment never end. Or the sailboats race across the waves, leaving wakes of diamond lace. And the day moon hides behind the blue sky to remind me of my lover's face. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky, lifted up and floating on the instant. Oh, that I find you standing by my side. Come with me, we're flying on a sea breeze. Now seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Take my hand, my darling, make this moment never end. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky. Oh, they are lifted up and floating on the instant I find you standing by my side. Oh, won't you come with me, we're flying on a sea breeze. Oh, now seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Won't you take my hand, my darling, make this moment never end. Oh, the sun is going down again, and this time the tide is going out. And these turnings and returnings, oh, they are what this life is all about. Sea breeze, pretty clouds are drifting through the sky, lifted up and floating on the instant. I find you standing by my side. Won't you come with me, flying on a sea breeze? Now the seagulls hang suspended as they turn into the wind. Won't you take my hand, my darling? Make this moment never end. Ah, sea breeze. It's just great. An hour, and I'm still not seeing any increase of the overall temperature of my computer. And I hope that the humming noise, I hope it's not driving you crazy. I can probably hear it better than you do because I got ears pointed that way and the mic is pointed this way. So hopefully that problem is not severe. And I'm not quite sure what to do. I didn't expect really to go for an entire hour of music. If you haven't heard me do one of the songs you like and you'd like me to do it and I haven't already done it, you can drop a suggestion. Ah, great. Thank you. Thank you, Lorenz, for paying attention to that situation. Here's a very new song. Once again, this song will appear on Swimming in Falling Water, an album that I'm in the process of finishing the mixing and mastering of right now with my friend Dan Simpson from Key West and lately the Carolinas. And he's making some beautiful mixes of these tunes. In this world of trouble, child, everyone has grown up wild, and sometimes I think there's nothing that can save us. We've turned our backs on one another, turned away from Earth, our mother, and squandered all the riches that she gave us. In every town and village, deep into the night, in their beds the restless sleepers turning. Down along the waterways and on the city walls, nightmen work to keep the watchfires burning. Little darling, don't you have no fear, don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings, to rise to the light that the morning brings, and just as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over. In these days of hate and war, it's hard to know just who you are, or if there's something greater you belong to. Is there someone who will take your hand and try to help you to understand, or only someone you can sing your broken song to? Sailors on the ocean praying for the sight of land, they look out to find the lighthouse angel sweeping. Babies in the cradle on the wings of lullaby, sweet sister, hold her safely in your keeping. Little darling, don't you have no fear, don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, sure as the white dove that spreads her wings, to rise to the light that the morning brings, and as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over. Soon your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over. Absolutely great that I can keep on playing for you. Here's a tune that I wrote back in the 70s when I was in the Central Park Sheiks. The Sheiks played a lot of Western swing and sort of urban jazz, and you know, back in those days nobody wanted you to play the same shit all the time like they do now, and people actually could play their instruments, and boy, those guys could really play their instruments, and I was lucky to be a member and to learn so much from them. I was the guy that wrote occasional songs for them. Blackbird sitting on a fence post, laughing like he knows some kind of joke. I fail to see what's so funny. My whole world just went up in smoke. Won't you let me in on the joke? Scarecrow dancing in a cornfield, dancing while the wind blows him around. Sometimes I feel like that scarecrow, watching over my dry patch of ground, while the wind just blows me around. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fools in a bar who sing a broke-down honky-tonk waltz. Broke down a honky-tonk waltz. Blackbird flies over to the scarecrow. It doesn't scare him a bit. It just sits on his shoulder to mock him, and then laughs at his own senseless wit. That scarecrow doesn't scare him a bit. Blackbird, fly away from my shoulder. Blues, fly away from my heart. I've had this shadow upon me, darling, since we've been apart. Oh, blues, fly away from my heart. There's a strange melody that hangs in the breeze, like a calliope gone out of tune. And those crows sing a song that's all busted and wrong by the cold light of the old crooked moon. They sing a broke-down honky-tonk waltz, a broke-down honky-tonk waltz, a broke-down honky-tonk waltz. And that's the honky-tonk waltz. And I'm going to... I've gone an hour and 15 minutes and I'm still good. Gonna finish off my set. Thank you, my dear listeners, for listening to me. I hope you don't mind this format of only original songs, because apparently if I drop anything in here and they catch me playing somebody else's songs, which I don't often do actually, I cannot monetize my site. So you always learn too late because they don't tell you up front. So this song... once again, this goes out to my beautiful wife, and to all my friends. I thank you so much for visiting with me. Please, if you can, you know what to do down there. If you can't, I understand. We're all in the same kind of boat. But what you can do is you can go read one of my books. You might enjoy them. You'll find them at Amazon, Kindle books. You can get in paperback or ebook format, Dead Man's Coat, Spindrift Factor, and very soon the White Gallery, and Searching for a Reasonable God. And if all you want to do is help me out in general, tell your friends I'm good and see if we can get a few more people to drop in and visit us, because that would be just great. And this is a pretty song for my wife. A gust of wind has come to call, that turns a summer's day to fall, sends hats and papers tumbling down the lane. The pigeons that parade the square all leap as one into the air, taking shelter in the eaves against the rain. The songbirds quit their flight and hush their song, waiting for the rain. It won't be long, for reasons only feelings can explain. You can always tell when it's about to rain. Oh, the children have all run inside. The lovers in the park decide they won't be bothered by a drop or two. Slowly strolling, lost in love, they take no heed of clouds above. It's just a little rain, don't be blue. Just a little rain, you know it's true. Won't last forever, darling, don't be blue. For reasons only feelings can explain, you can always tell when it's about to rain. And I may not know all the reasons why, but I can always tell when you're about to cry. I see you at the window now, and I can feel you wonder how the wind has blown so many things away. And if it helps to ease the pain, we'll go out walking in the rain, remembering another sweeter day. When we were young and love was new, it's just little rain, don't be blue. Blue is just a feeling, let it come and let it go. I know it hurts a little, darling, let it go. Why is just a question with no answer, maybe so. Don't let it bother, darling. So, good night to everybody. I'll do another one of these next week. Happy that I don't have to cut it short. Thank you, Lorenz, for helping me with that project. Thank you, Sam, for helping me with so much else. Thank you, Josephine, always. Thank you, Josephine and Harvey Bojarski, for your endless support. Good night, friends.